YouTube, what is up? We are back on the channel with a new one for you guys. And this one, as you can see, is not put together yet. Reason why is that this is the start of a brand new project. So for those of you who might have seen my last video with my Vortex, I kind of gave you guys a sneak peek of what this was going to be. And essentially, what I've decided to do is we're going to take this Quake body and we're going to put it on this chassis that I have, which is from a Vortex. Now, the difference here is the Vortex chassis is a lower center of gravity chassis. So as you can see here, it just kind of goes straight across here, which allows the Vortex to sit lower to the ground. Whereas, for example, with the Quake, as you can see, it sits higher up. The clearance is a lot more on the Quake, but there's a couple of things that need to be done for you to be able to put this Quake body on to this Vortex chassis. The biggest thing here is that, as you can see, these are the mounting points for the body to go onto the chassis. But on here, two things are different than what is on the Quake. This here doesn't line up with the front of the Quake body. And this is completely different than what is on the Quake chassis. For example, so to show you, here's the underneath of the Vortex. So this is designed to just slide right in here, and then the body post comes down. You can't do that with the Quake. And backing this up some, this whole thing is part of this, which obviously the Quake doesn't have. So instead of doing anything with the body, we're going to make changes to the top of the shock towers. And that's where these come in. And these, one's the rear, one's the front. One's going to go back here. The other one's going to go back here. And essentially what that one is going to do is it's going to mount the Quake ones in the front here. So these holes will be in the front, like with the Quake. After mounting all of this, the body should sit right in there pretty flush. So a couple of things that I'll mention with this here. I got this on eBay and it came like this. Exactly how you see it here is what it came with. It even came with the servo still attached in here and the fan for the motor. But the ESC motor, all that stuff was taken out. No body was included in this. It was just a chassis with all of these parts on here. I paid $109 for it plus shipping, so not too bad. But this just came off of eBay, and I'll put a link in the description if you guys are interested in this. Now the Quake body and the other parts for it here, the skids and stuff, that all came from Jenny's RC. The Quake body I think was like 50 something bucks. I think altogether it came to like I think I spent 80 bucks, but I got a couple of extra parts for something else too, so not all of that was for the body and the parts that I got from them, but it was a really good deal. And then what I did is, obviously I need to have a motor and ESC, so I went ahead and picked up these Rocket RC brushless motor and ESC. So this Rocket RC motor is a 4250 kV, 3660 can, and it is censored to go with this here, which is a 60 amp ESC from them. And I went with this because I'm not really thinking I'm going to do anything crazier than 3S on here, just because we're limited in space with battery and stuff like that anyway. So there was no need to go crazy and get like 4S, 6S power system, because you can't really stick a 4S, 6S battery in there anyway. Not that much space. And then we got this little program card to do a little extra with that. And then we're gonna go with these tires. And these tires I also picked up on Amazon. They come unglued, so you do have to glue them, but they have the 14mm hex adapters on there, and it comes with a 17 and a 12mm. You just have to unscrew this and screw them back on. I will say this, it was a little annoying that each of these came with each of the tires came with just 2 screws in them, but those screws were 2mm, and the extra screws that they came in the bag with were 2.5. So when I was putting these on, I did have to change the bit to put them on, blah, blah, blah. That was a little annoying. And also, if you're not into gluing tires, this might not be for you, but I'm truly interested to see how these are gonna do. They feel really good. I think they're gonna perform really, really well on the street. I think it's gonna be really good for this build. So anyways, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started first by doing this, putting this on here, and I'll show you guys what screws and stuff you need to take off to make this work. Stay tuned. And this is where we're presented with just a slight problem. As you can see, this here is not long enough to go down to where the holes were for the other part for the body. So I think there's 2 options you could do with this. You could either leave it like I'm going to, because honestly this is just a street basher for me. I'm not planning on sending this off of jumps or anything like that, so I don't think that that's gonna matter. Plus it is pretty sturdy. Actually, it's completely sturdy without it, so I don't think I need that for my purposes. But there might be a way that you could just drill a little hole into there if you really wanted to secure it, or maybe even something that could be 3D printed down the road to make that, you know, a little bit more secure too. But for me, I don't really need it because I'm not sending this off of a jump. It's just going to be for the street, so I'm not too worried about durability right there as far as that goes. Brand new body. Go ahead and put this on here. Check it out. Clip. Push down. Clip. There you go. Quake body on a low center of gravity chassis. I know it probably still looks weird right now, and it probably is going to look weird because this is like this, but let me just go ahead and finish putting it all together and just see what happens. I haven't completely figured out everything, so I haven't put a receiver in here yet. I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to go with, but I got too excited and I wanted to do this on camera. So let's take a look at what this will look like on here now with the wheels on it. First impression, y'all. There we go. Put it down. That's pretty cool, man. Man, that's pretty cool. Now this would be cool if this came down a little bit, or there was a way to lower his body down some more. That would be really, really awesome, but I don't believe there's any way of doing that on here, because it's just these little, they only has that one notch right there. So the only thing that I could think of would be cutting that a little bit, maybe. Maybe there's something I can get to kind of like tape on here or glue on here that just extends this down a little bit, like a little taper or something. I don't know, but it's definitely different. It's definitely different. I think it's gonna be a pretty good little ripper for the street. But now the question is, do we leave it with this, or do we throw the plastic parts on it? I don't know. I guess the only way to really know what to do is to put them on there and see how it looks. So let's say, what do you guys think? This way or this way? No, I think this way. Yeah, definitely looks better with these purple parts on here. Even the back, it just makes that color pop just a little bit more. But I'm gonna keep the pink under here. I think that's a cool little contrast with the purple and the pink. It's just something different, and the pink kind of stands out with this. Honestly, if they had pink bumpers and stuff for it, I probably would just put the pink bumpers on here. But we'll keep it like this. I like the way that this looks now, guys. This is gonna be a fun little ripper, guys. Unfortunately though, it is pouring outside right now. So my run today is not gonna happen like I had hoped, which is fine. So tomorrow is looking like it's gonna be a better day. So we'll pick up this video tomorrow. Again, you guys won't have to wait. It'll come up right now. All right guys, so it is cold. As you can see by the road, it's not completely dry, but we're gonna give this Quake a rip anyways. Got the GPS set up. Just so you guys know, I do have my Dumbo transmitter and a Dumbo RC receiver in there as well. So that's what we decided to go with for that. But we're gonna give this thing a rip, see what we can do here, guys. So like I said, GPS is already set, so let's just go to track, start, make sure we're zeroed out here completely. Ooh, it is cold out here today, so we'll see what we get. This thing is also only two-wheel drive, so it's gonna be might be a little bit of a handful. We'll see. Now with this being lower to the ground, I'm hoping that it's going to be a little bit more controllable than the other Quake, because we did have that Quake like to do a lot of wheelies, but we'll see. Something not right. I wanted to come into a little bit of a sunnier area. Where it's a little bit drier at right here, I guess. All right, let's see what we got. Let's do this. Stop, read, 51. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think about this thing. I think it's pretty fun, man. Takes some getting used to, not gonna lie. With it sitting lower, but it's still a little higher up. I will say I probably do need to do some adjustment with the shocks, and I might tweak it to get it to be a little bit faster. There's some programming that I can do with the ESC to get it to be a little bit faster. We'll see what we can do. So I might mess around with it a little bit, guys. I'm gonna tweak it. It's a project. It's a fun project and it's something different. So here you go, guys. Hope you like the project. I hope you like the video. If you guys do like the video, please go ahead and give me a like. Give me a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.